Hello everyone and welcome to this video about plant transport aimed at GCSE biology students. So in this video we're going to look to see the mechanism by which water and minerals are transported around the plants using the xylem and the phloem. So why does a plant actually need a transport system? Well, it's because like many multicellular organisms, the surface area to volume ratio of the plant is too small to be able to rely on diffusion alone from the surroundings to meet its requirements for survival. The transport system in a plant is made up of a network of thin tubes which carry liquids around the plant. And these tubes are often formed together in vascular bundles, and this is made up of the xylem and the phloem. On this diagram, the xylem is here, and the phloem is here. Let's look at the makeup of these vessels themselves in a bit more detail. So the xylem vessel takes water from the roots to the leaves, okay, and minerals as well that are dissolved into the water from the soil. And the movement of this water and minerals through the plant is called transpiration. We'll look at that in a little bit more detail soon. The xylem vessels basically are hollow tubes or lumen with a thick, strengthened cellulose cell wall, and these tubes allow water and dissolved minerals to flow through them. Okay, they develop basically cylindrical cells arranged end to end, where the cytoplasm dies and cell walls joining between them leave like a dead, empty tube. The cell walls in xylem vessels contain a substance called lignin, and this strengthens it and also gives it some defense mechanisms, but you don't need to worry about that at this stage. The phloem's job, on the other hand, is to take the photosynthetic products such as the sugars and amino acids that are produced in the leaves to every part of the plant. Okay, so it moves it back down from the leaves to the rest of the plant. This is a process called translocation, as opposed to in the xylem where transpiration happens. Now the phloem suit is actually made up of columns of living cells this time, rather than dead cells. So these cells are living, whereas the xylem cells are dead. Okay, and the cell walls adjoining them have holes like a sieve, and this allows transport to happen. So that's shown here, the end wall with the sieve pores in it. So let's focus on how we actually get water and minerals into our plant. So transport into roots and up to the leaves. So water and dissolved minerals in the soil has to enter the plant first, and the way it does this is through osmosis. So the idea is that you'll have a lot more water molecules in the soil, which will then, through the process of osmosis, which is the movement of water from a high concentration to a low concentration, or high water potential to a low water potential, across a semi-permeable membrane. So it'll basically enter in through here into the area, into the xylem. Once it's reached the middle of the root into that xylem vessel, it will then be transported up through the stem into the leaves of the plant. You need to remember the leaves of the plant are photosynthesizing, so there's be lots of sugars and high concentration of sugars, so therefore a low water concentration overall. So water can go via osmosis from the roots into the stem, into the leaves. So the plant relies on transpiration and a transpiration stream to get water from the roots to the leaves. Now what you need to remember, the leaf is adapted for efficient photosynthesis, and what this means as a result of this, they have a really large surface area to allow it to absorb sunlight. Therefore, because of that, you actually increase the temperature inside the leaf. So therefore, you actually change the water in the leaves from a liquid state to a vapor state. And these little pores here are called stomata. So stomata is the actual gap, the hole you can see inside there, and they're surrounded by guard cells. These ones are the guard cells here. So the job of the stomata is actually let carbon dioxide into the leaf for photosynthesis. But as the leaves cells and the guard cells, for example, photosynthesize more and more, obviously the concentration of sugar goes up, so therefore the water concentration goes down. So water will enter into the guard cells, forcing the stomata to open. So as these stomata open, water vapor leaves. And as water vapor leaves, you've now got a concentration difference between the inside of the leaf to the stomata. So therefore, water vapor will continue to evaporate from these stomata. This is what transpiration is. Transpiration is the actual evaporation of water from the stomata. And due to this evaporation, what you now have is a lower concentration of water in the leaf than the stem. So the water is dragged from the stem to the leaf, then you've got a lower concentration of water from the stem compared to the roots. So water goes from the roots to the stem, and then from outside in the soil to the roots. That's what we mean by the transpiration stream. So stream is actually that flow of water upwards, up the stem in the xylem, okay? And this replaces water from the root xylem, which replaces water from the root hairs. So what factors will affect this transpiration rate? So anything that will change the concentration of water around your stomata will change your transpiration rate. So for example, if it's low humidity, if it's high humidity, lots of water around, there's not any space for water to go because the concentration of water is too high in the surroundings. So low humidity means you've got less water there, therefore the water will be able to flow down the concentration gradient from the stomata into the surroundings. Same with temperature. So increasing temperature warms the water inside the leaves quickly, therefore evaporates quicker, okay? Therefore you've got more capacity to absorb water. Wind, if you've got high wind speed, so high wind speed would mean that you've got water molecules being blown away from the leaves, so therefore it prevents the water around the leaves being saturated with water molecules, therefore you get faster rate of transpiration. And sunlight, so direct sunlight has the same effect as temperature basically, so if it warms the leaves up quicker, therefore water will evaporate quicker, therefore you have a faster rate of transpiration than on a sunny day. So to finish off, like, why is transpiration important? Well, it's important for photosynthesis first of all because it provides the water needed for food to be manufactured by photosynthesis in the leaves. It cools the plant down. So because transpiration involves the evaporation of water, the cells in leaves which are exposed directly to sunlight, because they're quite delicate, they can be damaged, so it cools it down. And obviously, photosynthesis stuff is an enzyme-controlled reaction, and enzymes, as we know, work differently in different temperatures. Support as well. So cells in the plant absorb water via osmosis, they swell up. We call that turgid. That's when the plant cell becomes turgid. That then provides, because you've got the cell wall, which is made up of tough inelastic cellulose, it stops the plant cell from swelling up too much, and that turgid shell gives the support to the plant. Because remember, a plant doesn't have a skeleton, so therefore the fact that the stem can remain upright is because of this water pressure and turgid pressure of their cells. And the movement of minerals finally. So the water transported upwards from the roots to the leaves contains the dissolved minerals which the cells require to make proteins, etc., and a variety of substances. I hope this has helped. If you've got any questions, please drop it in the comments below. If not, thank you for watching.